So welcome to Wild Audio. So today I am joined with Robert Silvester and we are interviewing him in his lovely garden, which we said looks like it's in the middle of Spain, but it's not. It's in Devon. But yeah, so today we're just going to get to know a bit about Rob's music and just kind of a lot more general bits and bobs really. So taking it away, just tell us a bit about who you are. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Robert Silvester, singer, songwriter, and also the drummer from the digital gothic punk band Trummerkind.
Wearing the merch.
Yeah, and that's me really.
Oh, very cool. So I guess kind of tell us about starting from what you did with your music to now. How would you say your style and kind of sound has changed over time? And have there been any like real life influences that have kind of changed that at all?
Not really. I think we started off kind of as a shouty punk band, and then we've kind of progressed into more of a theatrical gothic band. But the music I do myself is becoming more kind of dark and soulful, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest. So it's so different than the band. But that really, the music that I do is led by Rowan anyway, who is also in the band, because they write all the songs.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I guess, so leading on talking about kind of recent songs and stuff, can you just let us know a bit about your kind of upcoming releases or release?
New track is called Hollow Bones, and that hopefully should be out the beginning of August this year. It's in production at the minute, and it's been mixed at Studio 8830.
Who we interviewed not too long ago, so shout out James.
The legend. And that's a really good song, really proud of that song. That came out
very
really
cool.
well. And that's vocals by me, and then backing vocals, mainly also vocals really by Rowan. Yeah, it's a good track.
Okay, well, so you guys can hear a little bit. We'll play a very little exclusive snippet. So here is Hollow Bones by Robert Silvester.
Like a coffin full of hollow bones, I'm empty inside. Like a spotlight in my eyes, I'm blinded by your love.
So that was Hollow Bones by Robert Silvester, a very, very cool track that's hopefully coming out soon, or by the time this interview comes out, might be out, we'll see. But yeah, so okay, so following on, when recording your tracks, have you had any kind of funny or strange moments, you say, that you'd want to share?
Well, there is one. So when we were recording Hollow Bones in Studio 8830 with James, we were in the control room while James was mixing, and me and Rowan sneaked in a bag of quavers, and then we were sitting there secretly eating these quavers, but because how noisy they are as Chris, we had to suck these quavers so they didn't make any noise. So we were shoving handfuls of quavers in our mouths and trying not to laugh. And then every time James turned around to ask us a question, we both just started going like this for about 10 minutes. But Rowan had the crisps hidden behind their back, so I kept trying to grab the crisps, and then we were literally fighting. And every time we looked around, we were just both sitting there looking really guilty, but he didn't know, so I do apologise, James. And I don't think crisps in the control room is really the way ahead.
Yeah, can't go wrong, quavers though. So next question would be, what is your view on the current state of the music industry, with it kind of being so readily accessible, which is cool, but also this kind of looming thing of like TikTok and constant promotion and stuff, you know, to kind of keep the music afloat, you know, is it kind of seeming like it is a battle nowadays? Kind of, what's your input on that kind of view of that?
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel that the music industry's sort of dying and just becoming something completely different. It's so accessible now, and people can release anything. And because of that, anyone that actually works really hard, because it is really hard to make a good song, takes so long. It's so much work by so many different people. And those songs just get lost in this tsunami of terrible music. And I know, and I understand that social media is important for promotion and everything, but again, I just think it's losing its soul, and it's just becoming something sort of just like a electronic digital program.
I guess almost like a machine in a sense.
It's technically like, you've lost. People don't really go to see bands anymore. People just download something or buy a program and make their own songs, and then you can just get them put out really easily now, and it's just not the same thing. I think it's lacking the soul and the realism that it used to have. And I'm just now with AI coming in as well. You can literally sit in your bedroom and type into a box, AI make me a hit record about such and such, and in 2 seconds it's done.
Yeah, I think there is this kind of, it is a struggle with authenticity and stuff. And I think another thing as well is, like, sometimes people throw around kind of the death of like the album because it's so short form, like now that it's like people listen to a single, like one song off of the album or something, we'll just listen to that and then don't realize that in the bigger picture and context this album's really cool. There might be a few songs on there, but you know, I think it's like the other day buying a record player again because I want to get back into listening to whole stuff to appreciate it more, because there are some songs that aren't the mainstream hit ones that are better, you know, and I think that's something that's important. And I guess another thing I could ask is, what do you think is something that should remain, that kind of one thing that you think that's always been good that should stick around? What do you think that should be?
What, in the music industry, you mean? Well, live shows, I think, to be honest, and also real instruments. You need some organic noise. Yeah. You know, a computer program can't play, for instance, the drums like a real person. You know, there's no. It's too perfect and too precise.
Yeah, and I guess you get into kind of everything being quantized, which is very scary, because then as soon as someone goes slightly out of time, everyone's like, oh, you know. I think there's some music out there which don't even have tempos and stuff, you know, and people just play whatever, you know. I mean, you think about old kind of jazz bands and stuff, they didn't even have tempos, and it's like, it's just mental.
No, it's very different. It's like you were saying, going back to your record player. I remember going on a Saturday into the city, buying an album, and then the anticipation of playing it for the first time. You know, finally getting back home and carefully unwrapping this album, and then actually having it in your hands, and then putting it on, and that first bit where it goes and then it starts, and then you just listen to the whole album through, and you listen to the whole journey of the album, and it's incredible. And like you say, now people just go 30-second skip, 30-second skip. You know, no one actually gets, you know, an album should technically be a journey from start to finish, and that's how albums are written and made, or used to be. And that's the whole point of it, that you get lost in this fake world or real world, sort of like pretend world rather than fake world.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've seen some artists are trying to combat it by, if they have a physical release, whether that's a CD or album, they'll put like I think it's an example of My Chemical Romance. You know, like I think one of their albums, I think it was 3 Cheers, they had like a little extra bit either at the beginning or end of one of the songs. It's just that little thing. Okay. I think it's quite cool when artists are doing stuff like that, like just one small couple things in the physical release that mean like, oh, you're missing out on this, and some people might be like, oh, then I'll buy it, you know. I think that's the way to keep it alive.
Yeah, with the band, with Trummerkind, we're releasing an album with a friend of ours, Tim Holhouse.
Shout out to him. We love Tim here.
And hopefully that again is coming out probably July, August. That's all being sort of made at the minute. Yeah. And that's the same thing. I think the journey of that's been quite exciting, to actually be involved in artwork and, you know, getting the actual vinyl produced and the tapes made. And they're going to come with a digital copy, obviously, but you know, it's just that thing of actually having. I'm really excited to actually hold the album or the cassette and actually have in my hands, you know, the actual music in real form.
Yeah, I think it does elevate you a lot above a lot of people as well, because with the amount of bands there are around, they are some making really cool music, but that physical format of, even if it's vinyl or stuff, even though sometimes it's not really accessible, but I think there is more ways now it is. So I think it's cool when you see your favorite artist has that, and you can have that thing, because like just having a song on Spotify or like just some like fan-made things, not the same.
It's not the same. I remember years ago, they used to produce, they release a single, so a band would release a single with a certain cover, and then they'd release limited versions with a slightly different cover. Yeah. And then you could get imports. So you get imports from around the world of the same song, which had a slightly different cover. And you started to collect, so they become like a hobby just to collect that band's music. So one single could have 6-7 different covers. Yeah. And then it was that battle to try and get them, because anywhere, I remember HMV years ago used to have an import section, and it just trying to get there quick enough to grab, because they'd only have like a couple of copies. Yeah. Just to get that copy, just to literally have that import, you know. I've got boxes of their records upstairs I've been collecting for years, and I've got numerous versions of the same song, but all the covers are slightly different, or the B-side's slightly different. And that's the other thing about vinyl is now on Spotify you just get technically the A side, whereas the vinyl used to have a B side as well. It'd always be the song that they didn't really want to release as the main A side of the release.
Yeah.
But was always interesting or something a bit different, you know, and that's sort of stuff you don't get anymore because if it's just a digital release, it's just that one song.
Yeah.
And
we got Cat as the cameraman at the moment. Poor little Ted. We'll show a photo of him in a minute. Little sweet guy. Come on. So, kind of on the topic of albums and staying on that, what is an album that you'd say, I guess, is underrated that you recommend people out there watching to listen to?
I think Ted's gonna be.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this, and it's actually a really tricky question. I'm trying to think of what album would I can think of there's a particular song that I remember by a band called Under Two Flags, and they did this like remix of one of their songs called Mars, and it's called The Day After Dub. And I remember that song coming out, and that was so rare. Nobody really knew who they were. A friend of mine called Sally bought me the 10-inch version of it.
Yeah.
And that song, when the bass line comes in, is incredible. And there's also another band called Easter House as well, but I can't remember what the album is. All this obscure 80s music that's not been picked up yet. As the 80s music's coming back in, everyone's obviously going for the Smiths and the Cure.
Yeah.
But there's some really good, really obscure little bands. Under Two Flags, the song Mask, and because they didn't really do an album, they just did sort of like EPs. And I think that's one record that you should listen to just to get the feel of the vibe.
Yeah.
Of it, you know.
Okay. Well, cool. What would you include in a line of merchandise if you had like unlimited budget that would represent the music or just your personality, kind of just anything?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd like to do, I suppose, limited edition vinyls. I'd like to do really limited edition collectibles. Possibly a bobblehead.
I could see that. I could see that.
Bobblehead.
Yeah.
And drumsticks.
That'd be very cool.
Not chicken legs, but actual real drumsticks.
Yeah. You could do like a combo.
Or drumstick chicken legs. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. That sort of it's drumsticks.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark ones.
Yeah, it's very on brand. I think it'd be very cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I guess kind of segueing off now into more just who you are as a person. What is like a recent like venture or hobby you've done, or just hobbies?
Well, I kind of build motorbikes and old Vespas. That's my my hobby, which I can show you.
Yeah, we'll segue off into that quickly.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, that's my main thing. That's my passion, my happy place.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I mean, just looking at all of them, it's very kind of a cool little hobby to have, to be fair, because, okay, cool. So, kind of talking about hobbies and stuff, what is something you like collecting? Because at uni, where I'm in Brighton, when we have bands come through, they look at my room, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, what do you kind of like collecting? Because I'm a sucker for collecting everything.
I'm terrible. I collect everything. I don't throw anything away. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I've got collections of CDs from 10 years ago. Yeah. I've got Action Men. I've got records, books, Blu-ray discs is another thing. I don't really know why I don't think I can even remember the last time I watched a 3D Blu-ray film, but I've got a lot of them. Just pretty much anything really, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's a thing about collecting. I just always love it because I think it's just something to do. You know, it's one of those hobbies. I think I always go from bit to bit. Like at uni, I like collecting porcelain clowns. Don't know why, but a bit weird. Went through one phase of liking to collect troll dolls. That was a weird one. Collected two of them. Yeah, look like one.
I can see that.
But yeah, no, I think collection's just a fun thing to do. I think it connects people a lot as well. There's a lot of cool things out there, and I think that's the big thing with my generation I found as well. Is a lot of people like collecting stuff, which is funny because it's like we said, it's quite. I think everything's very like now this that out the window. You know, I think there's a lot of like fads and stuff that come through of people wanting stuff and then they're going out the window next minute, you know. So
Well, I think I've started to collect stuff that I had when I was younger, whether it be Vespers or sort of certain vinyl records.
yeah,
I've been on a mission to find 7-inch singles of songs that I used to love when I was younger. So I guess I'm collecting sort of memories at the minute.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I just, it's the weirdest thing about it is that when I do get, I got there was a band called the Meteors. I think they're still going actually. They are still going. And they did a song called Mutant Rock. And when I was a young'un, I went into HMV and I bought that single mainly because the cover was so cool. Had like a lime green Frankenstein type head on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a shocking pink cover, and it was amazing. So anyway, I bought that, I took it home, and I played it, and I loved it. It was just outrageous, and that was psychobilly. That was sort of the birth of the psychobilly era, and that was amazing. And I actually managed to get a copy of it the other day from the dreaded eBay.
Yeah.
And then when I actually opened it and I turned it over and I saw the back cover, it blew my mind that I suddenly remembered that exact picture.
Yeah.
I remembered it when I bought it, and it's amazing. And
Yeah.
then I listened to it, and it's just took me back to to so many memories. I still love that song now. In fact, I was listening to it today. But it's that's it. So yeah, I think it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I like a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really cool. Okay, cool. So I guess again, leading on, slightly different topic now. Really love cooking, Barbed Audio, and comfort foods and that kind of stuff. What is your go-to comfort food?
Oh, that's a tricky one. That depends on my mood.
What would you say is like a general
ramen. Love noodles. Love noodles and dumplings.
Yeah.
There's a banger place in Brighton.
Yeah, there is.
I can't remember what it's called.
Was it the one we went to?
Yeah,
I think it's is it Tonkoksu?
Might be.
Yeah, it was that one. It was that one's really nice.
Good dumplings, mate.
Yeah, it was really
I love
good.
it, you know. I love ramen. That's a good meal, you know. But if I'm really wanting some comfort, I suppose you can't beat a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you really can't.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So going on to another thing we love here at Barbed Audio is films. I love watching a lot of them and TV shows. What would be what's your kind of go-to TV show or film at the moment? Would you say what's kind of what you've been like watching?
I think I'm on the
No, you're gonna say
fourth circle of the Big Bang Theory. We watched all of them. God, I don't even know. 13 odd. Is it 13 series? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And there's about 27 plus episodes a series. Anyway, we've finished all those, and now we're on the fourth time of watching them without a pause.
Yeah, I don't think it gets boring though. I think that's the thing. I think once
it's funny.
Also, there's so much of it. I think when you go around again, you forget.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is I always fall asleep because we watch it so much, and then when I wake up, I'm on a different episode, so it's also random. So now on the fourth time, I'm actually still watching ones I can't even remember watching the first time. So now that as well, but film-wise, I don't even know. I don't know.
Well, I guess if there's nothing at the moment, what kind of has been a film maybe in the past like couple of years that you've seen that's been quite good? Would you say? Because I feel like it's a difficult one. Because I feel like films at the moment are kind of all over the place. You know what I mean, I think it's difficult. I've been just mainly watching a lot of TV shows and stuff. Really.
Yeah, I do. I watch a lot of sort of history programs and stuff on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
And on like Netflix and things.
Another thing going on from that, if your life was a film genre, what would it be and who would play you?
I think I'm gonna try and be serious. Sci-fi, definitely sci-fi.
Yeah.
And who would play me? That's difficult. What, the young me or the old
Either.
me?
You could do both.
I don't know. Who can I pick? I can't think of anyone though. You asked me. I think that's a really difficult question to answer. Because depending on who I pick is going to determine what sort of person I am and how I see myself.
If you humble yourself or not.
This is it. Do I say John Candy or do I say Brad Pitt? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. And yes, it's sci-fi. And I think I'd like to be played by someone that no one knows. up and coming.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or Howard from The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
yeah, I can see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So another one is if you could score like a film, what kind of genre would that be? Or like even or just a film franchise would you score for?
If I could score a film, I'd have to do a horror film. I think
I think you can get really crazy with it.
You could go dark with that.
Yeah.
You could do some amazing sounds. I think sci-fi's been done so much. Everyone's done sci-fi now, but
yeah, I think because when we had Pincher on previously, because Sam Walgo said like a spaghetti western, which I think is quite funny.
that's a good one.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah,
like
I think that's quite
Pincher,
cool.
that's a good band.
Yeah, very very good band.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's quite cool with
Spaghetti Western. I'm quite jealous I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I
actually.
know, it's a really good one, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
it
you
is
can
a
get
banger. Yeah, it's
'cause
good.
It's like the opposite of horror. You can go really cheesy with it.
Yeah.
So,
That horror,
Yeah.
real old-fashioned jump scare. That kind
yeah,
of
it'd be
thing.
really cool. I like that. I don't know if you've ever seen it. They've got one of the things they use to score horror things. It's just this weird mangled thing of metal and strings, and they just like drag one of those like big drum things across it, and it goes like that. It's just crazy.
It's a dream.
It's not even an instrument.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of metal.
But just to do the opening sounds and then the closing song.
Yeah. Yeah,
The credits.
because they always do that thing as well in horror films. I think like the whole thing of remixing like songs into really creepy stuff. Like they did that film. What was it? Was it Us? Where they did the I've Got 5 on it, and it was like the really creepy version of the dum dum.
Yeah.
That was really cool, and it's just really interesting how you can really make a song so jarring with kind of loads of different elements.
Yeah, I like that. I like that sort of double bassy kind of Leonard Cohen, Dark Nick Cave kind of sound.
Yeah.
So I think doing
Yeah,
that,
I could definitely see doing like a horror or some really dark thriller kind of thing. Yeah.
really dark thriller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Like
too
about like a serial killer or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that sort of thing. I
yeah.
don't do like any really like Saw
Or like kind of a true crime documentary kind of type thing. Yeah,
something
that'd be
like
really
that
cool.
would be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess just rounding out the interview now, just let us know what you've got coming up. You said about the new song, Hollow Bones, that's coming out soon, but just kind of let us know what you've got going with yourself and Trummerkind. So, yeah.
Okay, so I've got for myself Hollow Bones. That's the new single. That should be out in, like I said, in August, maybe a bit before, depending on how long production takes. And then we've got the split album release and cassette release with Tim Hallhouse. That's coming up July, maybe August again. And then we're on tour with Tim in August. We're doing 2
Very
dates.
cool.
Yeah. We're doing a limited 2-date. We're doing Exeter Cavern on the 15th of August. Yeah, the 15th of
We'll go with
August.
that, we'll go with that, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 16th of August, we're playing the Chelsea Inn in Bristol. So come along and check us out.
Yeah, definitely check him out. So that's been Robert Silvester. So go check out his music and also go check out Trummerkind and go check out everyone else we've mentioned, some of Tim Hallhouse's stuff, and also go check out the space at Studio 8830 with James. It's very, very cool. And yeah, thanks for coming on, Rob.
No problem, thank you.
And see you guys next time. So see ya. Bye.
Bye.